and burn.
Hey everybody! So tonight I am looking to discuss the short story, The Last Rung on the Ladder. And this, of course, again, is from Stephen King's 1978 collection of short stories, Night Shift. Now, again, this probably originally appeared in like Playboy or Penthouse or something throughout the course of the 1970s, but I read it in Night Shift, and so that's why it's up on the screen now. This has to be just about, I think, the best short story Stephen King has ever written. I know that's a big statement because this is the man who's responsible for writing The Ledge. This is the guy who wrote Quitters Inc. This is the guy that wrote the title of Lawnmower Man. His story is completely different than that piece of shit movie with Pierce Brosnan. They stole the title. He had to fight to get his name removed. He had to sue them a couple times. Because I remember when I was a kid, they were like, oh, The Lawnmower Man, from the mind of Stephen King. And I saw the movie and I'm like, well, this sucks. Like, Stephen King didn't write this. And when I got a little older, I found the book, and and sure enough, no, he didn't. They just stole the movie. But yeah, he's written quite a bit. Like he wrote Children of the Corn. He wrote Night Surf. I mean, Stephen King, he did Apt Pupil. He wrote The Shawshank Redemption. He did The Body, which was, the novella version of Stand By Me. And Stephen King has written some excellent short stories, but I just didn't see this coming from him. And what the story's about is a brother and sister who just grow apart from each other throughout the course of their lives. The brother is looking to become a lawyer. The sister becomes sort of a wildish sort of stripper type. And she really needs her brother's help, and he isn't there. And she commits suicide, unfortunately. And that's what the story is about. It starts off with them as kids when they're playing in like an old barn where they used to climb this ladder to the very, very top. And then there's a bunch of hay in the barn, and they drop off back first into the hay, climb the ladder, drop off. It's fun. Everybody's done that sort of thing when you're a kid, right? It's a blast. So what happens is the sister, she's up at the top, and the last rung starts to break. And her brother's like, hold on, dude, I got you. And he starts like doubling up the hay because he knows this fall is going to be different. It's going to be a lot harder, and she could die. And just as the rung breaks and she falls, he puts enough hay there, and she is saved. And then the story goes on. He decides to go to law school. She becomes a stripper. And their lives sort of fork off. And because he's so busy with school, he is kind of neglecting, because he's moving a lot, he's neglecting to let her know regarding like his new addresses, like how you can get a hold of me, how you can write me, what my new phone number is, how you can call me, and things like that. And what happens is he gets a letter from her saying that she really needs him to put more hay down because she's going to kill herself. Except the thing is, she's already dead by the time he gets the letter because he neglected to update his address change again with her. It takes a couple weeks. And so when he finally did it, it was 2 weeks too late. So he got the letter 14 days after she committed suicide. And again, this is so completely out of left field for Stephen King. He's more of a straightforward horror guy. And this is horrific and everything, but this is more horrific in a time passing sort of way, in a more traditional sense. This is horrific more in a way that, somebody contracting cancer or having a heart attack is horrific. Those things are absolutely terrifying, but they're not monsters under your bed or kids worshiping he who walks behind the rose terrifying. That's more real life. Much like, I just didn't expect Stephen King to write such an emotionally engaging story about suicide and how people's lives can fork off. And if you don't stay on top of that and you don't stay in touch with each other, people can slip away so easily. And I guess there too, there's even more reason for all of us to sort of check in on our loved ones in situations like that. Make sure you update your address changes and your phone numbers if they change with the people that you care about, because you never know when one of them might need to reach out for help. That's the message that I got here. But I'm going to get out of here because I just found out my camera's dying. So got wow, yeah, no power left. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for almost 5 minutes while I discuss the Stephen King short story, The Last Rung on the Ladder, that appeared in the 1978 collection Night Shift. Like always, if you like this review, don't forget to go and do something nice for somebody. But most importantly, like always, never forget that the world is actually a way better place because you are in it. And yeah, don't forget to check in on the people you care about, because you never know when some scary shit might happen. Yeah. Have a good night.